I went to the doctor. The doctor's like, not only are you obese, but you are pre-diabetic as well. So I read every single book that I could find on nutrition. I came across raw veganism. So I was like, I'm going to try that for just 30 days. That's all I said. I was like, I'm going to try it for 30 days.
Yeah.
And, after 2-3 weeks, I just had such amazing energy. Weight was falling off. I lost like 27 pounds in that first 30 days. It was ridiculous.
Hey everyone, you're watching the Lively Charleston Podcast. Our goal with the show is to interact with and tell the stories of the amazing people, places, and businesses that make Charleston the best city in the world.
If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
And check us out on Instagram and Facebook, where we post content regularly throughout the week. Thanks so much, guys. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Today's guest is raw and radiant, and I don't mean it as like an in-your-face kind of way, shove it down your throat kind of raw. I mean, we're talking about raw foods, my friends. 9 years ago, this guest made the decision to completely change her body, mind, and lifestyle while making the leap to become a raw food vegan. This massive shift not only led to massive change for her health, but she has also seized this opportunity, which I think is amazing, to spread the word and to tell her story and to educate others globally. She has written several books and created easy-to-follow courses. She has been featured in such media outlets as People Magazine, Forks Over Knives, and also as a current creative entrepreneur. Her brand RawandRadiant has inspired thousands of people to take control of their health and to adopt a healthy, whole food, plant-based diet and lifestyle. She offers nutritional coaching to help you lose weight, reverse diseases, and to meet your physical goals. She also offers business and financial consulting for budding entrepreneurs. Ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled to introduce you, Mrs. Ashley Chong.
Hi.
How you doing, girl?
Good. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. It is my pleasure. I was super excited how we got introduced. One of my teammates, Grace, she is just like this super radiant person herself. We kid about her. We kid like she has this aura around her because she's like a Reiki specialist. I don't even like she's certified in that stuff. I don't know what that is called exactly. A Reiki master.
Right, gotcha.
She's anyway.
Work, yeah.
But y'all, if you follow Mrs. Ashley Chong, you will see lots of cool stuff. You'll see all these amazing dishes, juices, all these different things that she does. But one of my favorite things is, as I've started following you, is your daughter.
Everyone loves Layla.
Layla?
Yeah.
Oh, what a cool name, too.
Yes, everyone loves Layla. And she's just my little ball of energy. And she's just been, following me along. I was plant-based for 5 years before I got pregnant with her. And, she's just been joining me on the lifestyle as well. And she loves it so much.
That's awesome. So she's just started in the womb then.
Oh, yeah.
She started getting the plant-based goodness early on. Then.
Oh, yeah.
That is such a cool thing.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. And so tell the people kind of what was the trigger for you,
right.
if anything?
Yeah, so my oldest sister, she was getting married at the time. So this was around 10 years ago. She announced her engagement, she was getting married, and I was overweight. I was obese at the time, and I was like, we're going to have so much family in town in the next few months. I don't want to look. It all started with looks for me. I don't want to look like this. I want to feel good in my skin. So I decided to go to the doctor because I knew I was overweight. I'll rewind a little bit, but
sure.
In high school, I played soccer. I played soccer my whole life, and then I met my now husband in high school at Bishop England High School, actually. And I stopped playing soccer after graduating, and just kept eating the same way. So put on the pounds. So fast forward a little bit into college, my oldest sister was getting married, and I was like, let me lose some weight. I went to the doctor. The doctor's like, you're, not only are you obese, but you are pre-diabetic as well. And I'm 21 years old, so I'm very young, and I'm just like, this isn't right. This is not feeling well. I need to go back. I started exercising, things like that. But the doctor wanted to put me on phentermine, and that just did not sit right well with my soul. It's like an appetite suppressant. So at the time I was working at a library, and, I always, I am always so thankful that I was working at a library. So I read every single book that I could find on nutrition. Literally any downtime that I had, I was researching on the internet, looking at medical journals. And the topic that came up a lot was plant-based, and how it can help, reverse diabetes, how you can, heal your body. So I was like, let me just try this, And then I continued my research on a little bit. And it was like, I came across raw veganism, and I was like, okay, so not only are you going to put all of these amazing plants inside your body that has all these phytonutrients, vitamins, minerals, living food, all that, but you're going to do it in its natural form, where it's not cooked, where it's not heated, it's not, denaturalized at all. So I was like, I'm going to try that for just 30 days. That's all I said. I was like, I'm going to try it for 30 days.
Yeah.
And, by day 27, I had felt so amazing. I said, I will never go back to meat and dairy again. And April 1st will make 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. April 1st, 2012 was when I first started my first 30-day kind of little challenge that I had going on. So yeah, April 1st will make 10 years.
So I meant to ask you that before we came here. So 10 years, I was just like, I've done some challenges and things like that in my time, but I'm still a carnivore. I love my meat. I don't know. Anyway, I loved my beef, all that stuff. But what my curiosity is how during those 30 days did you have any kind of crazy, this is just to educate people, right. Also to be like, look guys, this is an amazing lifestyle, but right. Expect this,
expect detoxing. Yes. So the first 30 days, I went through a detoxification period. So a lot of the toxins that you're holding your cells, they start to come out through your bloodstream when you stop eating those foods. So as your body's trying to purge them through your skin, through everything, you're going to go through detox symptoms. So I was experiencing hives, extreme tiredness for a couple of days. And then, I just kept going because I said 30 days, I'm going to do my 30 days. And then on the other side, after 2-3 weeks, I just had such amazing energy. Weight was falling off. I lost 27 pounds in that first 30 days. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But after that little detoxification period, I call it the other side.
Sure.
You just feel so much better. Energy levels through the roof. You know what I mean? I'm running so much more better than I was when I was just playing soccer. I just had so much more energy. Mm-hmm. I felt so connected to the world around me. It was springtime. Obviously it was April, and I just felt, so in love and so connected. And it became less of a physical thing and more of a spiritual journey as well. Mm-hmm. So, I was just able to just kind of take in and, appreciate so much and just, have so much gratitude for everything around me.
Yeah. I was reading something you had written, and you said the word euphoria.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because I talked to some people, friends, counterparts who are just struggling. Right. Mentally. And they're just I'm like, you don't understand what it's like. Did you know what it's like to just walk around and just feel amazing? It's just and the word is euphoria. Yeah. I haven't come to that word here recently. And they're just no, I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
But then again, they look at me you might need to go see the psychiatrist.
Yeah, no, but it's an amazing feeling, because, our bodies get so, kind of clogged up. Over the time, we eat so much processed food, and we're just so used to it here in the West that we don't really know the difference of how good you can feel. And when you give your body that opportunity to feel like that, most of the time you don't want to go back, but if you can just even feel it for a little while, at least the difference, so you can, eliminate some of the processed foods in your diet for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I watched, I forget the name of it, but it's a documentary about plant-based athletes. It's been on Netflix. Do you remember
Game Changers?
Yes,
yeah.
Game Changers.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and like I said, I've made some changes, I've made some shifts, in my diet previously. I got rid of dairy.
Nice.
I went paleo is what I did.
Okay.
And was doing CrossFit, high intensity training, all through it. And once it was the detox period,
right, yeah.
2 weeks,
yeah,
I was a machine after that. Normally when I was tired and gasping for breath. And yes, I'm getting in better shape, but it was honestly the foods I was putting in my body.
Right. Yeah. And the stuff that you took away as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The stuff that you're eliminating, because, even if, you're paleo and you're still eliminating a lot of like the chips and the fries and all the stuff that's just filler foods, like has no nutrition, is just there to fill us up, then you're going to feel better regardless,
Yeah. And those foods are going to give you inflammation too. Isn't that like one of the big things they say?
Inflammation and mucus. Yeah. When it builds up in the body, it's, your body just starts to get out of a alkaline state, and you don't heal anymore, and you just start to deteriorate slowly but surely.
Yeah, for sure. When you made the shift, right, you obviously see the physical happen, right? Yeah. And what I love about this story, at least what I see from the outside looking in, like just following you here recently and getting to know who you are, what else changes? Like, okay, so your body changes. What about your being as a person, right? Like did anything else shift?
Absolutely. That's such a great question, because I tell like a lot of people, like you said, will see the outside and they're amazed at the, 100-pound weight loss. It's amazing, but mentally and spiritually, such an amazing transformation as well. Mentally, I'm just so much clearer. I feel like if I'm reading, I can intake things so much better. I'm learning faster. It's just a whole transformation, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the energy level, I would imagine, because y'all don't know what I've been researching her. She has books, she has courses, she has like online course. You've been busy.
Oh yeah.
And so it's really neat to see. And we'll go, but towards the end, we'll tell people where to find that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just like I'm sitting here looking at it, and it's like, it's really impressive.
Thank you.
I just want to tell you that.
Thank you.
It's just like, it makes me wonder, like, wow, you're really taking things by the reins, this opportunity.
Absolutely, yeah.
Of this change that you have, you've really taken it, and it's really neat to see. So your being is shifted. What about your family? How did the family kind of react? And then, I'm curious about that.
Well, when I first went kind of raw, like my first 30 days, like my parents were just kind of like, no, you can't eat things raw. You need to cook your food, blah, blah, blah. But, I come from a Jamaican Chinese background. So my grandmother was like always cooking lots of rice, lots of the ethnic, Caribbean foods that you know about. And so they were really like hesitant, on the lifestyle change, a lot. I got a lot of remarks, not the best,
not a whole lot of support.
But as, my motto is, lead by example. I'm not going to force anything down anyone's, throat or anything, but I'm going to do me, and I'm going to try this. And, as the time went on, as months and years passed, I've had some family members go completely vegan. I've had a lot, switch their lifestyle, eliminate processed foods and try to add in more whole foods, even if they're not completely vegan. So at first there was little resistance, but now, and as I went through my journey, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. And your husband, Andrew,
yes.
I did meet him. Is he, you also mentioned him as well.
Yes.
It took him a couple more years, I think, though, right? But
yes. No, I went in April, and he actually went in October of that year.
Sorry,
months later. At first he was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna eat my chicken. You do what you want to do. And then, he had seen my, not just only my physical, but we were talking about like my mental shift and all of that. And, he decided, in October of that year of 2012 that he was going to, go vegan as well. And he's been, vegan ever since. He's not completely raw, but he is 100% plant-based.
Very cool.
Yes.
And then you played soccer. You said you were a coach.
Yes, I actually coached at Goose Creek High for a season there right before COVID hit. Yeah, so I was there as their varsity head coach for a year. So that was like my one fact that people didn't know too much. But yeah, I played soccer for Bishop England High School, and that was just my sport growing up, and I still love it. And although I do love it, my daughter does play soccer, but she's a gymnast. She loves gymnastics.
Well, that's cool. She's staying active, right?
Oh yeah.
Very cool. And then tell me a little bit about some of your courses and then several of your books. I think one is a kind of a cookbook, right?
Gotcha. Yeah. So I have several books that are available on my Instagram. So my most popular one I'll talk about is the 21 Day Radiant Cleanse. Everyone loves that one. So it's pretty much a 21-day guide. It kind of follows how I went through my first 30 days. It's a completely raw vegan guide. It has a grocery list in it. It has what you eat, this week, what you eat the second week, what you eat the third week, things that you're not supposed to eat. And it's just like if you want to go through a quick kind of detox, a quick kind of cleanse for your body, summer's coming up, that would be a good kind of book for you. I have the Go Raw Now. Go Raw Now is a complete kind of, informational book about, about raw veganism, how, things that you would need, supplements maybe that you would need on the diet if you're not getting stuff locally, things like that. So that one has tons of recipes in it. Doesn't have a complete guide, but it has lots of recipes. And then I have my Raw for Kids book. So that one is for plant-based women who are pregnant or expecting or, have young children, toddlers, how to feed them more plant-based, even if your child's not 100% plant-based, how to incorporate more into their lifestyles, how to not let the Western kind of lifestyle take them so young. So that's what that book is, focused on for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Kind of sneaking, is it kind of like how you can sneak it in sometimes too?
Yeah, and how to just put the fruit and vegetables on their level. So I have a fruit cart at my house. So when things are ripening up, my daughter can look at it, she can smell it, she can touch it, and she can grab it whenever she wants and say hey, I want this mango, or hey, I want this papaya. And it just kind of gets them seeing the food more. Because if a child only sees chicken nuggets and French fries all the time, that's what they're going to consider food. And so when you do later on in life, hey, the doctor says, hey, this kid needs some fruit and vegetables, and then you try to incorporate it, it's going to be a lot harder when they're older. So my thing is introduce it at a young age, even if they're not eating it, put it on their plate, let them see it so they know that it is food.
Yeah. Okay. Juicing, as opposed to not cooking, because you're not cooking. You're probably doing more chemistry than anything else, right?
Yeah.
Make with sauces
Use that Vitamix a lot.
And fruit juices and things like that to put on salads and whatever
sauces for cucumber noodles, zucchini noodles. I'll do sweet potato noodles and make different sauces. I'll do wraps and burritos with collard green leaves, all type of different things. You can make nut pates in the food processor. Just add your seasonings, your garlic and your spices to the nuts, blend it up, add a little sun-dried tomato in there.
Awesome.
Put some guacamole in it,
I'm coming over. When are we having dinner?
We should.
We need to. I'm coming over. Oh my gosh, that everything sounds so I'm picturing it in my mind, and I'm bright colors, flavorful stuff.
Yes, a big misconception is that it's not going to just be flavorful, but you can, all of those things that you're seasoning your meats and stuff with, you can still season, your raw foods with, what I mean? I make a great burrito. That's one of my favorite things to make. Okay. And I make a walnut meat with pecans and walnuts and sun-dried tomatoes and cumin and garlic and all those spices. And you add your guacamole and your pico and you just wrap it all up. And those flavors that we're so, that we love to eat, you just have to learn to prepare the food. And it's amazing. And I've just learned so much about the lifestyle through traveling as well. I mentioned earlier that my family, we're Jamaican, so when I, go back down to Jamaica, there's actually a completely raw vegan restaurant in Kingston. And I just learned so much from eating their food and how they season the food with Jamaican spices. So I'm not really missing out too much on the culture part, where a lot of people what about, eating ackee and, all that stuff. You can still eat that stuff. You just have to learn how to, prepare it in a different way. So it's all good. I love the lifestyle so much.
Yeah, no, it's evident. Guys, I'm sitting here across from her and I don't know this for sure, but I don't think she's wearing makeup, but it's unbelievable. Radiant is the word.
Thank you.
It really is. It's just, you can tell the lifestyle is doing you well.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you.
I love to cook. And so you're mentioning the Jamaican and things like that. Are there any, let's plug some local restaurants or something like that you like. Are there any of them that you like here in the area that you'd recommend for people who are going raw and just just kind of done for the day, and like I just can't do this right now, where can they go?
Such a great question. So in Charleston, we don't have too much raw. We used to have Sprout. That was right down the street from here. I used to love Sprout. They're not there anymore, but that was such a big part of my transition when I needed to go there for a juice or a salad. They were great. But nowadays, I love Verde. Verde is really great if I need to build myself a salad. At the end of the day, I like Kid Cashew. I love their salads over here in Mount Pleasant. Sometimes if I need a quick lunch, maybe Jason's Deli. We'll do something. Kairos, if you need to build a quick bowl. We'll have something. Neon Tiger, obviously. Neon Tiger, that's the biggie. Neon Tiger has a great kale salad. And Doug McNeish over there, the chef over there, he made a raw pad thai over there, and I spoke with him on Instagram about it, and then I went to go try it at Neon Tiger, and it's absolutely amazing.
Okay. Yes. I love Neon Tiger.
Neon Tiger is amazing.
yeah, it's really cool. It's funny because it's vegan, and I find it always interesting, and I don't mean to poke fun, but I mean, it's just like vegans always they name things like it's normal meat, but it's something else.
Right, yeah.
But that's okay. I get it.
Right. No, if you actually follow my Instagram, I'm like a big non-proponent of like the faux meats and stuff. But the thing is, with Neon Tiger, they have a great mixture. They have a great, for people who are transitioning, it's really, really great, for them. But they do have great salads, and they have the raw dish there, which was, I was so thankful that they put it on the, the menu so I could have something other than their kale salad. So it was amazing. And Doug McNeish over there, he's amazing as well.
Good deal. All right. Well, where else? What is your favorite success story? You've been coaching people, kind of helping people along the way for 9-10 years now.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite success story that you can tell us?
Yeah, I actually, she might not be my favorite, but my most recent client, she actually lives in Minnesota, and she's training for a marathon, and she was kind of already like dabbling into plant-based, but she wanted to go 100% plant-based and, incorporate more raw. And she just did not feel, and her marathon, her running coach didn't think that she would be able to complete a marathon, eating or switching her diet, in the middle of training and things like that. But she actually transitioned, within 20 days, and, she, completed her marathon, and she switched her daughter's diet. Her daughter was eating a lot of chicken tenders, a lot of, the standard American kids food, and her daughter completely switched and, was embracing, lots of the, hydrating raw, plant-based food. So that's one of my favorite ones, just because her coach said she couldn't do it, her running coach, but she ended up finishing the marathon and doing it and beating the time that she even wanted to do, while she, transitioned, and now she's completely, 100% plant-based like she wanted to be.
That's great. I bet that's kind of just like to her running coach or whatever. I bet you're just kind of like,
Yeah, because a lot of people's like, you can't sustain, you can't, you can't be athletic when you're going to just always be detoxing, but that's not the case, and that's a lot of reason why I started Gym Juice and things like that. But you can build, you can thrive, eating plant-based foods is what I'm a promoter of.
Absolutely. So Gym Juice, that is your restaurant juice bar. Yeah.
So I actually just started that in October, and we are in Nexton in Bold Fitness there. That was like our first location. We're remodeling right now, and then we're actually going to be starting up at the Charleston Farmers Market in a couple of weeks here. So we'll be a vendor there as well.
Like food truck style?
No, we're going to be out there with our pre-pressed juices, our smoothies, our raw salads, our wraps, those collard wraps I was talking about earlier. Those will all be there, packaged and kind of ready for like a grab and go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. That sounds awesome.
Yes. So we're excited for that.
Okay. So I gotta look forward to it. And which food farmers market was that?
Marion Square downtown.
Oh, nice.
Yes. On Saturdays. Yeah.
I love that.
Oh yeah.
The energy is always so really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I usually just buy a lot of my produce in there. So to be in there and be a vendor, it's pretty cool for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where do you do the cold pressing?
Oh, we actually have a kitchen in North Charleston where we do all of that with our juicers and make our salads in a commercial kitchen in North Charleston.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. Let's see. What else I wanted to ask you was about, because I'm a carnivore and protein, I'm like, protein is like super important to me.
Right.
So anybody like myself who, would like to to incorporate this,
right?
And make the jump. Like, what plants provide like the most protein?
I would say hemp, and that's what I give my daughter, especially after gym and soccer. But hemp seeds, hemp protein, that's the one that's going to be most absorbed easily by the body, because you can take in a lot of protein in different ways. But if your body can't absorb it, then what's the point? It just becomes waste. It's more taxing on your body. So with plant-based foods, every plant-based food has amino acids, but with the hemp and the hemp parts, it's it's a lot of, you're getting fat, but you have a lot of the protein in there as well, and your body can just absorb it so much easier. So if you're taking in a little bit and your body can absorb 100%, it's better than taking in so much from an outside source and your body's only absorbing half. It's just a lot more easily absorbed and assimilated in the body. And I always say to people, you are what you eat, but you are what you can absorb and assimilate as well. So, so if your digestive system is not absorbing, or if it's impacted with all of this,
or if you're allergic to something,
or if you're allergic, exactly, and you can't assimilate it, then it just becomes waste and more taxing on the body. So to answer your question, hemp is great. Pumpkin seeds, sprouted pumpkin seeds, sprouted sunflower seeds, sprouting them. Those are all great to add to your smoothies.
Broccoli?
Broccoli is a good one too if you're gonna like juice it, or if you're gonna blend it, eat it in its raw form. It has a good amount of amino acids in it as well.
Okay.
But the big one that I always say is pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, sunflower, microgreen sprouts. Those are my top three, and those are what I give my daughter when she's doing gymnastics and when I work out and things like that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. What do you have anything exciting coming up as far as any releases or any trips or anything like that planned?
No, we're actually looking to do like a RawandRadiant kind of vacation, like retreat soon. So I'm looking into Costa Rica for that. So that should be coming up in the middle or the end of this year. I don't have all of the details, but I'll definitely share it on my social media as soon as it comes through. But I'm definitely looking forward to be able to go hiking and, teach how to make these different foods in person.
I'm so glad I asked that question because I am taking yoga teacher training.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm in a class now. I should finish next month.
Awesome.
But it is my full intention is to go to Costa Rica and put together like a retreat.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's so funny is that ever since I started speaking that type of thing,
just coming back, right?
Things are starting to come together. Like there's somebody in my class who's already down there and has, I don't know what group she's with. I forget the name. She'll be mad at me. Sorry, I didn't remember the name. But they've already picked out land, and they're always like creating. And she's in yoga teacher training as well.
Nice.
But we could definitely make a connection.
We definitely could. We could do a joint retreat. Yeah, that'd be fun. For sure. But Costa Rica is just an amazing place for that. You have tons of fresh fruit. You have tons of, and it's cheap, you know what I mean? To go down there, and it's just an amazing
Have you been?
I actually haven't. My sister just came back, and I just keep hearing about how amazing it is and how I need to get down there and do a retreat. So that's what I'm working on.
Pura vida.
Yes,
that's
Pura
what they
vida.
say, right?
That's the saying down there, right?
Yeah, and they say it's a blue zone. Did you know what blue zone is?
No.
Blue zone is an area in the world where people have been proven and studied to live longer lives.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's certain areas. There's like one particular place in California.
Oh, wow.
Costa Rica. I think there's some like islands off the coast of like Greece, like just different blue zones.
That's awesome.
But Costa Rica is a blue zone.
Yeah. Every time I look at pictures and I see their fruit stands on the side, I'm like, I have to make it there.
Yeah.
I had to make it there.
So where do you get a lot of your exotic fruit and things like that?
Gotcha. Right now. So there's in Miami, there's a company called Fruit Hunters, and they grow a lot of exotic fruit down there, and they ship a lot of the exotic stuff. So if you see like soursop on my Instagram, or if you see like the really good papayas or the jackfruit or the durian, it's usually coming from there. Unless like sometimes I go down there. I have family that lives in like Fort Lauderdale area, so I'll go down there sometimes. But other than that, I shop locally, like at the farmers markets. I love the local stuff as well. And, Costco, during the winter time when farmers markets aren't, out. But other than that, Fruit Hunters, they're a great company, and they just sent me tons of sugar cane. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. They sent me tons of sugar cane, and they have really, really great exotic fruit.
Fantastic. Okay, so where can everybody best find you, your books, access to you? What can they do?
Gotcha. So my website is RawandRadiantCleanse.com. That has a lot of my books on it, my story, my People magazine, links to a lot of my interviews are on there. Also, my main kind of thing that I'm on is Instagram. So it's Instagram.com/RawandRadiant, RawandRadiant. And I'm on there pretty much daily. I'm posting my day-to-day things, promoting, plant-based things, and, you see a lot of me juicing.
And just being active, too, and involving your family and your daughter, which I think is just awesome.
Absolutely,
I love it. Ashley, thank you so much for being in today. I have had such a great time.
That was amazing.
And I could be converted. I could be converted
at least
to
incorporated.
veganism. I can incorporate it.
You can
at
incorporate
least.
it, right?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey y'all, that's a wrap on today's episode. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like or follow or subscribe, whatever platform you're on, just hit the button to make sure you don't miss any future episodes.
Yep, and please help us grow the channel by sharing it with someone else who might enjoy it as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.